Have you ever sat down with your morning newspaper or a favorite book, only to realize you had to hold it a little farther away just to see the words clearly? Or maybe while driving at night, the headlights from oncoming cars seem almost blinding, making you squint and feel more uncomfortable than before? If so, you're not alone. Many people over 50 have experienced that same gradual blur when the world no longer looks as sharp and the words on a page start to fade into softness. And most simply tell themselves, well, it's just age catching up. It happens to everyone. But you know what? The truth isn't quite that simple. Yes, age does play a role, but it's not the only reason your eyesight starts to fade. In many cases, the real cause comes from something much smaller, something silent and often overlooked, yet fortunately something you can absolutely fix. It's a deficiency of one specific vitamin, a tiny nutrient that can make the difference between keeping your vision sharp or watching the world grow blurrier with each passing day. In today's video, I'm going to share a secret that very few people ever talk about. Just one vitamin can help protect your eyesight, slow down the aging process of your eyes, and keep them healthy well beyond age 50. You'll discover why vision loss isn't simply a matter of getting older, which specific vitamin your body might be quietly lacking, and most importantly, how to restore it safely, naturally, and effectively right at home. So if you're watching this right now, make sure to stay until the very end, because just one small change today could become the turning point that helps you protect your vision for life. Now let me tell you the story of a 72-year-old woman who almost lost the joy of reading until she discovered the secret hidden right within her own diet. Doris is 72 years old, a retired librarian from the state of Oregon. Books have been her lifelong companions. The scent of old pages, the soft rustle of turning paper, and the peaceful silence of the library were all part of who she was. After retiring, Doris found her greatest joy in spending her evenings rereading the novels she had loved in her younger years. But lately, something hasn't been right. As soon as the sun went down, the words on the page began to blur. The once bright glow of her reading lamp now seemed dim and weak. Doris squinted, adjusted her glasses, wiped the lenses, even switched to a brighter bulb, yet everything still looked hazy, as if covered in a thin layer of fog. "I guess I'm just getting old," she sighed, trying to keep reading. But within minutes, her eyes felt tired and heavy, forcing her to close the book. It wasn't until her routine checkup that Doris heard something that truly surprised her. She was severely deficient in vitamin A. Doris laughed in disbelief. "Vitamin A? But I eat carrots all the time," she said. The doctor smiled gently and explained that it wasn't quite that simple. Carrots only provide beta-carotene, a precursor that the body must convert into active vitamin A, known as retinol, before the eyes can actually use it. And after age 50, this conversion process slows down significantly. In other words, even if Doris ate carrots every single day, her body could still be starving for vitamin A. Vitamin A functions as the fuel source for the retina, the deep part of the eye where light is transformed into nerve signals that the brain interprets as images. Within the retina are two types of vital cells: rod cells, which help us see in low light or darkness, and cone cells, which allow us to perceive color, detail, and contrast. Both of these cell types depend on vitamin A to function properly. When the body lacks it, the light-sensitive protein in the eyes, especially rhodopsin, can't regenerate quickly enough. As a result, the eyes struggle to adjust when moving from bright to dim light. That's exactly why Doris couldn't read at night or in low lighting, a condition known as night blindness. After that appointment, Doris decided to make a change. She began adding foods rich in retinol to her diet: chicken liver, eggs, salmon, whole milk, butter, and natural cheese. She also included colorful vegetables high in carotenoids like pumpkin, carrots, spinach, and kale. But this time, she remembered to drizzle a bit of olive oil on them, since vitamin A is fat-soluble and needs healthy fats to be absorbed properly. Her doctor also recommended a small daily supplement of natural retinol to ensure her eyes always had enough fuel to stay healthy. 3 months later, at her follow-up appointment, Doris could hardly believe the transformation. She no longer needed extra lamps at night. Her eyes no longer felt dry, irritated, or tired. The feeling of seeing everything clearly again moved her so deeply that her eyes filled with tears. Vitamin A doesn't just improve night vision, it also protects the surface of the eye. It helps keep the cornea moist and healthy, reducing dryness, itching, and irritation problems that many older adults experience, especially those who spend time in air-conditioned rooms or are frequently exposed to blue light from screens. In addition, vitamin A is a powerful antioxidant, helping to fight off free radicals, those troublemakers that can damage retinal cells and lead to conditions like cataracts or macular degeneration. You can start changing that today. The secret is simple. Go back to real food at breakfast with eggs and leafy greens, a lunch with lightly cooked salmon or chicken liver, and a dinner with steamed carrots drizzled with olive oil. These small choices are some of the most powerful natural therapies for your eyes. And don't forget, your eyes don't just need vitamin A. They also rely on its companions like vitamin E, lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc, which boost absorption and provide complete, long-lasting protection. The secret is simple. Go back to real food, a breakfast with eggs and leafy greens, a lunch with lightly cooked salmon or chicken liver, a dinner with steamed carrots drizzled with olive oil. These small choices can become the most powerful natural therapy for your eyes. And don't forget, your eyes don't just need vitamin A. They also rely on its companions like vitamin E, lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc, which help enhance absorption and provide complete protection for your vision. Just like Doris, you too can regain the confidence to read at night, enjoy a beautiful sunset, or simply see the faces of your loved ones clearly again. Your eyes are never too old to recover as long as you give them what they need most. And that's the beginning of our journey today, the journey to bring back the light to your eyes after 50. It all starts with one small vitamin that may seem insignificant, yet it's the very foundation of the beautiful world you see every single day. Tom is 72 years old, a skilled mechanic from the state of Michigan. He spent his life restoring classic cars, what he fondly calls the art of metal and the scent of engine oil. His hands are still steady, his eyes once sharp. But over the past year, Tom has started to notice something different. When he looked up at the sky, he began to see tiny spots drifting across his vision, like dust floating in the air. Sometimes they moved slowly and disappeared, only to return a few days later, even more noticeable than before. He thought, it's probably just eye strain. But then in the evenings, when he tried to read a manual, the words on the page started to blur. Everything just didn't look as clear as it used to. Tom went in for an eye exam, and the results surprised him. He was severely deficient in vitamin C. Vitamin C? But I drink orange juice every morning, he told the doctor. But the answer that came next surprised him even more. Orange juice is only a small part of the picture. The real issue isn't how much orange juice you drink, it's how much sugar you're taking in along with it. It turns out that after age 50, the body's ability to absorb vitamin C naturally decreases, and high blood sugar levels can make this vitamin even less effective. That's why, even though Tom kept his orange juice for health habit, his eyes were still being quietly damaged from the inside. Vitamin C is well known for boosting the immune system, but few people realize it's also one of the strongest allies for your eyes. It helps strengthen the tiny capillaries in the retina blood vessels, so small that even a slight weakness can disrupt the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your eye cells. But that's not all. Vitamin C also acts as a natural antioxidant shield, helping to prevent the rusting that happens inside eye tissues over time. Free radicals produced by pollution, UV rays, stress, and aging gradually damage these delicate cells, leading to cataracts and macular degeneration, the two leading causes of vision loss in older adults. From that day on, Tom began changing his eating habits. His morning orange juice was replaced with red bell peppers, kiwi, strawberries, and steamed broccoli, all of which contain even more vitamin C than oranges, without causing spikes in blood sugar. He also learned that vitamin C is water-soluble, meaning the body can't store it. It needs to be replenished every single day. So instead of drinking one big glass of juice in the morning and stopping there, Tom began spreading his intake throughout the day, eating fresh fruits and vegetables regularly. Just a few weeks later, Tom began to notice a real difference. His eyes felt less strained, the floating spots started to fade, and most importantly, he felt back in control of his own health. That sense of empowerment made him happier than ever. "I thought I was just getting old," Tom told his doctor at his follow-up visit. "But it turns out my eyes were simply running low on fuel." Vitamin C doesn't just prevent damage, it also boosts the eye's natural ability to repair itself. It helps support the production of collagen, the protein that maintains the structure of the cornea, and strengthens blood vessels throughout the eyes. Because your eyes aren't just the windows to your soul, they're the screen through which you see everything you love in life: the face of your partner, the smile of your grandchild, or the glow of a sunset at the end of the day. Let vitamin C be the quiet guardian of that vision, helping you continue to see the world with clarity, wholeness, and gratitude. Margaret is 68 years old and lives with her husband in Minnesota, a place where winters are long and sunlight is often scarce. After retiring, she spent most of her time indoors, reading, knitting, and video calling her grandchildren. But one day, Margaret noticed something strange. The words on her computer screen suddenly began to blur. She cleaned her glasses and adjusted the lighting, but nothing changed. When reading the newspaper, she had to squint hard just to make out the words. Maybe it's just poor lighting, she thought. But a few weeks later, even in daylight, everything still looked blurry. She began having trouble recognizing faces on the screen, and sometimes her eyes would ache after looking for too long. At her eye appointment, the doctor confirmed that her vision had declined, but what caught his attention even more was her blood test result. Margaret's vitamin D levels were extremely low. She was surprised. "But I take morning walks every day," she said. The doctor smiled and explained that after age 50, our skin gradually loses its ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight. The body may still receive sunlight, but the process that converts UVB rays into vitamin D3, the active form your body can actually use, slows down significantly with age. On top of that, sunscreen, window glass, and even the cold northern air in places like Minnesota can block or weaken sunlight enough to stop this process. In other words, Margaret could be out in the sun every day and still be missing the sunshine her body needs. Vitamin D isn't just the bone vitamin, as many people believe. It's actually a natural hormone that helps regulate the immune system and control inflammation throughout the body, including in the eyes. Recent studies have shown that a deficiency in vitamin D can increase the risk of macular degeneration, one of the most common causes of blindness in older adults. When the body lacks vitamin D, chronic inflammation quietly builds up inside the eyes, damaging the light-sensitive cells in the retina. At first, you might only notice slight blurriness or increased sensitivity to bright light, but over time, this can lead to permanent loss of central vision. Margaret began a new routine. Every morning, she took a 2,000 IU vitamin D3 supplement after breakfast, which included eggs and butter foods rich in healthy fats that help the body absorb the vitamin more effectively. She also made it a habit to spend 15-20 minutes in the gentle morning sun whenever possible. And on colder days, she used a light therapy lamp, a device that mimics natural sunlight, commonly used by people living in areas with limited sun exposure. After 2 months, something remarkable began to happen. Margaret noticed her eyes no longer felt strained, and the glare from screens no longer bothered her. When video chatting with her grandchildren, their faces appeared clearer and brighter than before. She felt more energetic, slept better, and even noticed an uplift in her mood. Because in truth, vitamin D also plays a key role in brain function and emotional well-being. Her doctor smiled and said, "Sunlight doesn't just brighten the world around us, it also brightens our eyes and our spirit." Interestingly, many Americans over 60 are in the same situation as Margaret, and they don't even realize it. Even in sunny states like Florida or California, vitamin D deficiency is surprisingly common because most people spend much of their time indoors, drive everywhere instead of walking, or use too much sunscreen. On top of that, the digestive system becomes less efficient with age, making it harder for the body to absorb vitamins from food. Remember, vitamin D is the silent guardian of your eyes. It not only helps you see more clearly, but also reduces inflammation, improves blood circulation, and strengthens the nerve cells responsible for vision. Just one small supplement a day or a few minutes of proper sunlight could be the key to helping you continue seeing all the beautiful things in life, the smiles of your loved ones, and the golden glow of the evening sunset. Sam is 75 years old, a kind, soft-spoken man who spent more than 40 years working as a construction supervisor. His life was filled with sunlight, dust, and the habit of noticing every tiny detail, every crack, every brick on a wall. But in recent years, Sam's eyes had begun to betray him. They often felt dry, irritated, and tired whenever he tried to read or watch TV. Sometimes it felt as if a thin layer of fog was covering his vision even after cleaning his glasses again and again. It's probably just old age, he told himself, choosing to endure it. But over time, reading instructions, assembling furniture, or even watching the news became harder than ever. One morning after waking up with burning dry eyes, Sam decided it was time to see an eye doctor. After a thorough examination, the doctor said something that took him by surprise. "Your eyes are lacking vitamin E." Sam was puzzled. "Vitamin E? I thought that was just for skin and hair." The doctor smiled and replied, "No, it's much more than that. Vitamin E is one of the strongest protectors of the eyes, especially at your age. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that acts like a biological shield, protecting the cells in your eyes from free radicals. Those harmful molecules caused by pollution, blue light, UV rays, and aging. Every single day, your eyes are exposed to thousands of light rays and tiny particles in the air. Without enough vitamin E, the delicate, light-sensitive cells in the retina become vulnerable to damage, leading to blurry vision, dryness, and early degeneration. In other words, vitamin E works like the lubricating oil that keeps the intricate machine of your eyes running smoothly. Each morning, instead of just having coffee, he began eating yogurt mixed with almonds and a few slices of banana. At lunch, he swapped his sandwich for a salad drizzled with olive oil, and at dinner, he added grilled fish with steamed vegetables. He also did his research and chose a mixed tocopherols vitamin E supplement, a formula that combines several forms of vitamin E, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta, allowing the body to absorb and use it more effectively. After just over a month, Sam began to notice a remarkable difference. His eyes no longer felt dry or irritated when he woke up, and that gritty sensation had almost completely disappeared. When watching TV at night, he no longer had to blink constantly to clear away the haze from his vision. During his follow-up visit, he told the doctor, "Now I can read the morning paper without using artificial tears." The doctor smiled and said, "That's the power of nutrition, Sam. Your eyes weren't failing. They just needed to be nourished the right way." Vitamin E doesn't just help relieve dry eyes, it's also been proven to slow the progression of cataracts and macular degeneration, two of the most common vision problems among older adults. So if you're reading this and notice your eyes often feel dry, irritated, or suddenly blurry, take a moment to look at your diet. Are you truly getting enough vitamin E? Sometimes all it takes is adding a handful of almonds to your breakfast, drizzling a bit of olive oil over your vegetables, or eating half an avocado each day, small steps that can make a big difference for the health of your eyes. Our eyes work tirelessly from the moment we wake up until we drift off to sleep. They reflect everything we love, the faces of our family, the color of the sky, and the brilliant glow of the sunset. Don't let them fight alone. Give your eyes the protective shield they truly deserve, vitamin E, the quiet companion that helps keep the light in your vision bright, clear, and beautiful for years to come. This is the story of Eleanor, a 75-year-old woman living in a small seaside town in Maine. She used to be a craft teacher, spending her life surrounded by needles, thread, and colorful yarns. For Eleanor, knitting wasn't just a hobby, it was her joy, her way of keeping her spirit calm. But lately she'd begun to worry. As she sat by the window knitting, she noticed the stitches seemed to blur together. The colors weren't as bright, the threads looked fuzzy, and the intricate patterns she used to recognize in an instant had become difficult to see. Maybe it's time to stop, she thought sadly. My eyes just aren't the same anymore. One day, her daughter came to visit and saw her packing away all her knitting supplies. She urged her mother to get her eyes checked before giving up. Reluctantly, Eleanor agreed. During the exam, the doctor told her something most older adults never realize. Your eyes aren't failing simply because of age, they're lacking lutein and zeaxanthin. The name sounded unfamiliar, but the doctor assured her they're the golden duo for eye health, especially for people over 60. The doctor explained that inside our eyes, there's a small area at the center of the retina called the macula lutea, the macula. It's responsible for central vision, allowing us to read, recognize faces, see fine details, and distinguish colors. Over time, this delicate area becomes damaged by blue light, ultraviolet rays, pollution, and oxidative stress. But the remarkable thing is the body already has its own natural filter to protect this vital region, lutein and zeaxanthin. These two nutrients act like biological sunglasses inside the eyes. They filter out harmful blue light, reduce glare, and prevent free radicals from damaging the light-sensitive cells in the retina. When lutein and zeaxanthin levels decline, something that often happens after age 50, the eyes begin to tire easily, vision becomes blurry, colors lose their vibrancy, and the risk of macular degeneration increases dramatically. Eleanor began her journey with a few simple changes. She added dark leafy greens to every meal, swapped her morning toast for boiled eggs, and made sure to include a bowl of salad with olive oil at lunch. She also found a supplement containing lutein, zeaxanthin, along with vitamins A, C, E, and zinc, a complete blend of nutrients designed to fully protect the eyes. 3 months later, the results amazed both her and her daughter. When she picked up her knitting needles again, Eleanor realized she could see each thread and stitch clearly. The reds and blues no longer blended together. Everything looked brighter, sharper, and her old joy returned. If you've noticed that light feels harsher than usual, or that colors around you seem to fade, it could be a sign your eyes are lacking lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of it as a gentle reminder to add a little more green and gold to your plate. A simple salad with kale, corn, and boiled eggs may look ordinary, but it's truly a natural tonic for your eyes. Throughout today's journey, we've explored 5 powerful allies for healthy vision. These nutrients aren't rare secrets. They're right there in your everyday meals. Eggs, leafy greens, salmon, almonds, and fresh fruits. Remember, every small choice you make today is a big investment in your eyesight tomorrow. Each time you choose a healthy meal, stay hydrated, step outside for a bit of sunlight, or give your eyes a moment of rest, you're helping yourself see more clearly, live more fully, and appreciate life's beauty to the fullest. If you found this video helpful, please click like to show your support and share it with your family or friends over 60, those who may also need to learn how to protect their vision. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more health tips, simple, practical, and powerful insights that can make a real difference in your health and your life.